If you look at where the client base is going at the moment, they're badging everything under this title, responsible sourcing. We had a bit of a conversation last night with our sustainability team about our definition of responsible sourcing. There were 4 people in the room and we actually couldn't come up with one clear definition. So part of the drivers at the moment, and part of the key issues, is being able to articulate to the industry what it is we want from them when we're talking about responsible sourcing. So if we go to a conversation with a supplier and say to him, right, we want you to responsibly source your products, we have to be clear as to what that means for him and how he can achieve that. So the key drivers at the moment are around the definition of the standard and us being clear together as the main contracting fraternity as to we're clear that we all agree that it's the same definition. If we start to go off message, then we're going to confuse the supply chain. And we're not going to allow them to most probably make as much progress as they need when they're in a confused state. How are we seen as a responsible organisation to our clients and also to our stakeholders? Are we responsible in the way we procure? Are we responsible in the way that we actually deal with our supply chain? So recently, that responsible sourcing of materials has been badged around, have you got traceability of where your materials come from? And have you got management practices to be able to control the routes of supply and how you procure that supply chain itself? We're asking our suppliers through this terminology of responsible sourcing to try to maximise the opportunity for chain of custody of the materials. So for example, FFC has been around since the early 2000s, and the work that we've now been doing with the supply chains, we can demonstrate over 98% of the timber we've procured in our supply chain now comes from an FFC environment. So our engagement in the supply chain around responsible sourcing, especially 6001, is to take the opportunity to engage in other industry areas that maybe haven't engaged in the conversation yet. I was at Knauf last week talking to them about responsible sourcing, and they're saying yes, they're now engaging with 6001 and actually they're going through the process. So the dry lining industry now is starting to take the initiative up as well. So there's a lot more products we've been able to actually claim responsible sourcing credits for through the BREEAM building assessment model than we could do in, say, 2009, 2010.